You are going to need to choose the best. God's sake. Perfect. Right, next up, go on, focus. Alright guys, Pitbikesonic here, and in today's video we are going to be talking about tyres. We're going to be talking about the best brand of pit bike tyres to use. We're going to be talking about what are the best compounds to use in different conditions, and also what are the best tyres to use at different times of the year as well. Right guys then, tyres on a pit bike, a supermoto pit bike. What are the best brand to use? There's only really one that everyone uses, and that is PMT. They've been the main brand for pit bikes since I properly started doing it in about 2014. You used to be able to get Sava tyres a real long time back, but I don't even know if they make them anymore. Also, Mitas had a really good go at making tyres as well, but none of them really got anywhere close to the PMTs that 99% of the pit bike field use today. So we're going to start off with your choices of tyres for dry conditions on a pit bike. So on a normal warm day, in a summer season, within a pit bike round, a summer season pit bike round is normally between March and October. So these are the tyres you're going to use on a nice dry sunny day within that time period. And you've got a choice of about three, really, two mainly. But you've got the choice of PMT S's, and you've got the choice of PMT SS's. Single S tyres just stands for soft. So these are your soft PMTs. You would use these on a nice warm day, and you're going to get a few more meters out of them than you would on an SS, which stands for super soft. With a set of S's on, obviously it's depending on your ability guys, but a set of S's, I would be looking them to last me 4 or 5 rounds easy before they start to die off a bit. There are PMT mediums as well, but I'd stay well clear of them. They're going to be too hard for riding in this country, in the UK, so I'd really stick with the S's as the hardest compound you would go for. They're a great tyre, especially if you want to get a bit more longevity out of them. They're a real good tyre, really grippy. I would advise using tyre warmers with S's, especially for racing, not so much for track days because you can build yourself in slowly anyway. Next up guys, you've got PMT SS's. PMT SS's is what I use the majority of the season, as you can see, if you can see from here. They are on my bike right now. A great tyre. Obviously being super soft, they're super grippy. They are only slightly softer than the S. So don't worry, you think, oh, you're going to get a super soft and you're going to shred them up in one session. You won't. SS's, I normally get 2 race meetings out of an SS, and if I have any track days in between. So technically you're getting 3. But I normally, change a set of SS's every 2 meetings. But the SS's are a really good tyre. They're my tyre of choice for summer rounds. Right, next up guys, we have got R's. And specifically, these are R slicks. So R slicks are really for your more colder temperatures. This is an R front I've got here. And to be honest with you, at some points throughout the summer, I do go to an R slick front. The R slick front, as you can see, I use this all season, wears pretty well. But you've got to remember, guys, I weigh 10 stone. If you weigh more than that, you're going to get a lot more wear on it. An R-Slick is the softest compound you can get with PMT. These are the same compound as the wets, which we'll get onto later, and the Blackfriars. So, yeah, I can get away with running an R-Front, and I can get away with running that, I would say, in anything under 10 degrees, really. If you start riding in weather more, you're just not going to find any benefit from it, from using S or using an SS. So I'd advise to use the R just in those colder days, maybe in morning warm-ups, and maybe in qualifying when you just want to get the fast lap in, especially in R front. It just gives you that little bit more grip and gives you that little bit more confidence in maybe slightly colder conditions. But if you're talking anything over 10 degrees, you really want to stay away from the R front. With the R rear, which you can see just there, guys, on top of my tyre tree, the R rear, you want to stay well away from that unless it's starting to get to weather conditions under 5 degrees in the dry, really. You're going to rip it to shreds if you go any further than that. It really does start to rip up bad if you start using it. If you do start using it in hot conditions, they will not last a session. So yeah, R front you can get away with, but not really in the hot conditions. Try and keep away from it. Stick with that SS or S front in the summer rounds. These are perfect for sunny, cold days in the winter, especially if you're doing the winter series with B&B. These are perfect. Next up then, guys, I haven't got a set here, but I'll put a picture somewhere in the screen here. Blackfriar R's. Really, guys, they are the intermediate tyre for pit bike racing. Once again, they're the same compound as the R slicks, so they're ultra soft, but they've got light tread in the tyre. So you can use these in damp and cold conditions. If you haven't got a set of R slicks, the Blackfriar R's are still perfect for those cold, dry mornings. Because they're only lightly cut, you're not going to rip them to shreds. So you could still use these in dry conditions on a cold day as well. I would really advise not using them in a summer series when temperatures are like over 10 degrees or anything like that. But damp conditions, cold conditions, Blackfriar R's are perfect. Got that light cut on them, and they are perfect for those real in-between conditions when things are just not wet enough for wets, but also you just don't want to risk going out on slicks. So they're perfect for that. I have run PMT Blackfriars in proper puddly conditions, and all right, I wasn't able to keep up with the leaders, but they did get me to the end of the race without crashing. So they are a real tyre for all conditions, really. Apart from those really hot days in the summer, you've got to stick with your SS's and your S. Next up, guys, PMT wets, and once again, I don't know if you can see there, that is another R compound. So these are ultra soft. All right, guys, these are the softest tyres out of the lot. And as you can see, they're really grooved to disperse the water. We don't do high speeds in pit biking, guys. Like I said, you can get away with the Blackfriar R's in puddly condition. They're not going to win you the race, but they will get you to the end of the race. PMT wets, you really just need to use these when the track is like a lake, as I would call it. To cut through the water and just, they're the best tyres in the world. You get so much grip from these in the wet. Knee down straight away, no problem. They're just really good tyres. You have to, if you're not done wet conditions before, obviously build yourself into it, but you will get so much feedback with these tyres. But as soon as these are on a drying track, they are the worst tyres to ride on. So whenever the track starts to dry out, when it just starts to go like you get a dry line or it starts to go damp, these are like riding on chewing gum. You will lose so much time so quickly, and these will just literally just rip apart. So guys, it will really save you a lot of money in the long run if you can get 3 sets of wheels. So you've got a set with Blackfriar R's on, wets on, and slicks on, because if you start using these in the damp conditions, they will rip apart. So guys, get yourself some Blackfriar R's, because for those in-between conditions, they're going to be perfect. And also, if it is in-between conditions and it does start raining more throughout the race, you know those Blackfriar R's, they're not going to win you the race, but they will get you to the end, and they will get you, hopefully, a half-decent result. All right, guys, so that was a quick video telling you all about the PMT compounds and the best time when to use them in conditions and what time of year. A quick recap then, you've got your S's and your SS's for your summer rounds. You can also, like I said, use an R front on maybe colder mornings or colder days in the summer rounds, maybe towards the start of the season and the end of the season. For those damp in-between conditions, you've got the Blackfriar R's, they're perfect, and also they will work in the wet. And then when the track is a complete and utter lake, you have got the PMT wets, which we can see down there. Guys, I hope that video helped some of you new guys and hopefully helped maybe some of you advanced riders to choose the best tyres before you go out on track. Cheers guys for watching. Guys, if you found this video helpful and you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, which is just there. And to watch some more videos, hit that button just there. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you for another video next week. Bye-bye.